Hi, my name is Gisela Salinas Ramirez, and I'm a doctoral candidate at Baylor University. Today, I will present my qualitative case study titled Bridging the Literacy Divide, a qualitative case study exploring kindergarten through second grade teachers' preparedness and instructional practices in early literacy instruction. This study explored how kindergarten through second grade teachers describe their preparedness and instructional practices in early literacy instruction at a Title I elementary school in South Texas through the lens of Scarborough's Reading Rope framework. Reading proficiency continues to be a significant challenge across the United States. Despite increased attention to evidence-based literacy instruction, many students continue to struggle with foundational reading skills. The problem addressed in this study is that insufficient and inconsistent teacher preparedness in evidence-based early literacy instruction contributes to variability in instructional practices and may constrain foundational reading development among kindergarten through second grade students. This problem is particularly concerning because literacy skills developed during their primary grades serve as a foundation for future academic success. Students who do not become proficient readers in the early grades are more likely to experience long-term academic difficulties. Therefore, understanding teacher preparedness and instructional practices is crucial for improving literacy outcomes. The literature review identified three key areas relevant to this study. First, research by Hudson et al. 2021 indicated that many teacher preparation programs do not provide sufficient training in the science of reading or evidence-based literacy instruction. Second, studies conducted by Darling, Hammond et al. 2017 consistently show that sustained job-embedded professional development is one of the most effective ways to improve instructional practice and teacher confidence. Third, Scarborough's Reading Rope and the Science of Reading emphasized that effective literacy instruction requires systemic and explicit instruction in both word recognition and language comprehension. Together, these findings establish the foundation for examining teachers' perceptions of preparedness and instructional practices. The purpose of this qualitative holistic case study was to explore how kindergarten through second grade teachers at a Title I elementary school in South Texas describe their preparedness and instructional practices in early literacy instruction through the lens of Scarborough's Reading Rope framework. The study was guided by one research question. How do kindergarten through second grade teachers describe their preparedness and instructional practices in early literacy instruction at a Title I school in South Texas through the lens of Scarborough's Reading Rope? The theoretical framework guiding this study was Scarborough's Reading Rope. Scarborough conceptualized skilled reading as the interaction of two interconnected strands, word recognition and language comprehension. Word recognition includes phonological awareness, decoding, and sight recognition. Language comprehension includes vocabulary, background knowledge, language structures, and verbal reasoning. As students develop proficiency in both strands, the strands become increasingly interconnected and supported skilled reading. This framework was particularly appropriate because it provided a lens for examining teachers' preparedness and instructional practices related to both foundational reading skills and comprehension development. This study utilized a qualitative, single holistic case study design. The site was Pivot Education Academy, a Title I elementary school in South Texas, serving a predominantly Hispanic and economically disadvantaged student population. Participants included 4 kindergarten through second grade teachers with between 7 to 20 years of teaching experience. Criterion-based purposeful sampling was used to select participants who were homeroom teachers and taught reading language arts and could also provide rich descriptions of their instructional practices. Data was collected through 2 methods, semi-structured interviews and a focus group discussion. Each participant participated in an individual interview lasting approximately 30 to 45 minutes. Following the interviews, all 4 participants participated in a focus group discussion lasting approximately 30 to 45 minutes. All sessions were audio recorded, transcribed verbatim, and analyzed using a multi-cycle coding process to identify patterns, categories, and themes. The analysis of the interview and focus group data resulted in 4 major themes: structured word recognition instruction, scaffolding language comprehension, professional development as transformative learning, and adaptive responsive instructional practices. The first theme was structured word recognition instruction. Participants consistently emphasized the importance of explicit instruction in phonics, decoding, and fluency. Teachers described these skills as the foundation of successful reading development and reported using systemic instructional approaches aligned with the science of reading principles. The findings aligned with Scarborough's word recognition strand and supports indicating that explicit instruction in foundational reading skills is critical to reading achievement. The second theme was scaffolding language comprehension. Teachers described using vocabulary instruction, discussion, questioning strategies, and background knowledge to activate and support comprehension. While participants felt confident teaching foundational skills, several expressed less confidence in supporting language comprehension development. The findings highlight the importance of balancing instruction across both strands of Scarborough's reading rope and ensuring that teachers receive adequate preparation and comprehension-focused instructional practices. The third theme identified professional development as a transformative learning experience. Participants consistently reported that professional development served as their primary source of literacy instructional knowledge. Teachers described learning more about evidence-based literacy instruction through professional development than through their pre-service preparation programs. Job-embedded coaching, collaboration, and ongoing support were viewed as especially valuable in strengthening instructional confidence and improving literacy instruction. The fourth theme was adaptive responsive instructional practices. Teachers described using assessment data, differentiation, flexible grouping, and ongoing reflection to adapt instruction based on students' needs. Participants viewed effective literacy instruction as dynamic and responsive rather than scripted or static. The finding demonstrated teachers' commitment to meeting diverse students' needs while balancing both word recognition and language comprehension instruction. Overall, the findings aligned closely with the literature reviewed in Chapter 1. Teachers' descriptions of gaps in pre-service preparation supported previous findings by Motes 2020, Hudson et al. 2021, Quinn and Pollock 2022. The importance of professional development aligned with Darling, Hammond 2017, and Tortorelli et al. 2021. The theme related to word recognition and language comprehension directly aligned with Scarborough's Reading Rope Framework 2021. Collectively, the findings suggested that teacher preparedness is influenced by the interaction of preparation programs, professional learning, and classroom experiences. Several recommendations emerged from this study. For teacher preparation programs, literacy coursework should include more practice-based opportunities and direct modeling of evidence-based literacy instruction. District leaders should prioritize sustained coaching and collaborative professional learning rather than one-time workshops. Campus administrators should support professional learning communities focused on literacy instruction and data-informed decision-making. Finally, teachers should continue engaging in reflective practice and intentionally integrating both word recognition and language comprehension instruction. Several limitations should be acknowledged. This was a single qualitative case study with a small sample of 4 participants. Data relied on self-reported perceptions collected through interviews and a focus group. As a former campus administrator, my professional background may have influenced participant responses during interviews and the focus group. Therefore, findings are not intended to be generalized, but rather to provide an in-depth understanding of teachers' experiences within this specific context. The findings will be shared with multiple stakeholder groups, including teacher preparation programs, district curriculum leaders, campus administrators, and elementary teachers. The dissemination methods will include professional development sessions, leadership meetings, academic presentations, and educational conferences. In conclusion, this study highlights the importance of teacher preparedness, professional learning, and evidence-based literacy instruction in supporting student reading development. By strengthening teacher preparation and providing sustained professional support, educational leaders can better equip teachers to address literacy challenges and improve literacy outcomes for all students.